Up he does. That ties the game. Just a wild sequence as Murray has the presence of mind to know that he's got to get the shot up. He does. But when it goes to overtime, it's all Nets. Harden, scoop off the window, and then Kyrie handles, ball fake, great pass. Bruce Brown, triple, and the Nets by 11 in overtime. Harden, 30-14.
There's more James Harden post-game.
James, two things for me. First of all, you had no points in the first period, and then you had 20 in the fourth quarter and overtime. Did you sort of shift gears there, sense a need to shift gears? And then second, we might not get a chance to talk to you before Houston, but can you just reflect a little bit on what that game will mean to you?
Yeah, I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive in that fourth quarter. Get shots for obviously myself and my team, and just take the best shot available. It was a tie game going into that fourth quarter. It was one quarter. You win the quarter, you win the game. And we did that for majority of the quarter, and they made some big shots towards the end. But, way to fight back and just continue to stick with it and come away with a win. And then as far as Houston, yeah, I'm excited just to, go back to Houston where I basically had, an unbelievable career there and show me mad love and respect. And I'm just excited to be playing in front of those fans. And, I'm pretty excited.
What was said in the huddle to regroup and go once again back on attack mode to start the overtime and close them out?
Well, we felt like we gave up that lead too easily, and down the stretch, just a few miscues, few miscommunications, just things that we want to clean up. So, we got to take this one on the chin, just like anything else. I don't want to call it laziness, but just our focus level wasn't matching the intensity in terms of where San Antonio was trying to get back in the game. Felt like we had the game won in regulation. I think we all can agree with that. But sometimes nights like this take an overtime, and I think it's been 19, 20 years since we got a win here. So another history or another historical record out the window for our team, which I'm grateful to be a part of. So it's a great team accolade coming to San Antonio and just getting a win.
You obviously with your teammates are trying to build something special in Brooklyn. When you look at a team like San Antonio and their, years of success and what they've been able to do, what do you draw from that as you and your teammates put your own stamp on building something special in Brooklyn?
Well, I think first and foremost, you got to give credit to the leadership that they've established here in terms of that culture. San Antonio is known as a winning organization, and that's exactly part of our goals here is to set that standard for years to come. So the next generation that comes in, understands an example of what a great team looks like, has an established, role-playing culture, but also we're very flexible and very understanding. And then we have a standard of greatness, standard of excellence. It's just we want to meet that standard. And I think every day we get a chance to prove that to one another. So San Antonio has definitely been one of those great teams as an example in our league that we can learn from. And we'll continue to do so as long as Pop's at the helm. And, you got those 5 championships up there hanging. It's a reminder every time you step in San Antonio of what excellence looks like. So,
Greg Logan, Newsday.
Kyrie, 2 parts for me. You did almost let it get away in the fourth quarter, but overall, when you look at this game, it was such an improvement over the Mavericks game with the way you guys played defense and only 5 turnovers. What accounted for that, number one? And then also, secondly, how big a role did Bruce Brown play, especially in the second half for you guys?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I could agree with, in terms of the difference in games. But it really comes down to our execution. I don't want to be cliche with that word execution because, every team wants to have a high level of execution. But for us, we feel like our execution is when we're playing free and we're playing the right way and the ball's hopping and we're all feeling good about the pace that we're playing at. Other teams, when they dictate the pace against us, it's hard to kind of adapt. So we want to put our own mark on the game by staying physical and continuing to play the right way. Extra passes, sprinting back. There's just no easy baskets. And I feel like San Antonio got a lot of easy baskets tonight, which is why I believe the game was as close as it was. So we just want to continue to improve moving forward to this Houston game before All-Star break.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Kyrie, huge game from Nick tonight. I think career high in points. Can you talk about what you've seen from him behind the scenes that might have led you guys to believe that he was capable of this type of game?
Well, I mean, being in this role, there is, you're always in the public eye anytime you go outside. So, behind the scenes for us is when we get to work on our games and be able to perform out there at a very high level. And he's been hurt, and I said it the last time somebody asked me about Nick. For me, I just want him to continue to learn, continue to progress. And what separated him in the last few weeks is just his attentiveness and his focus and his commitment to getting on the floor and earning his playing time. That's the big thing here, is just earning your playing time. We got a lot of great guys that could go out there and fill spots. But Nick, being the younger guy, sort of say, we just want him to learn from the best of the best and what it takes to be the best of the best. And he's taking the tools and applying it. So we just want to continue to do well, as well as the other guys.
If these three just get on the court all together, it's not even the defense anymore. Their defense came along so fast, it's absurd. They went from the worst ever to fairly decent, like in a week, in a blink of an eye. And they're destroying the league without KD. KD comes back, they stay healthy. The only team in the East, maybe the Sixers can give them some burn or some run, and in the West, maybe the Lakers, maybe the Jazz, but, they're close to already being favorites to win the whole thing.
Well, you know how I feel about it. I think that Brooklyn's going to be the team to beat unless a healthy Anthony Davis comes back 100%. I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to be the team to beat. That's just where I'm at. But in terms of what's my biggest concern is right now, I'm going to say it's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's missing 11 games. I understand they sat him out, whatever. Why are you sitting down? I see James Harden out there all the time. James Harden, say what you want. Even when, I forgot who it was, talking about he put on a fat suit or whatever the case would be. His first game in Houston, he had dropped 44, before he was ultimately traded. James Harden is a dude, night in, night out, he is showing up to play. And I guess what I'm thinking about is Kyrie Irving. He signed last year. He goes to Brooklyn. The first year there, you're without Kevin Durant. He played 20 games. We understand he got injured. He played 20 games. He comes back this year. He needs a break. He needs a sabbatical. Okay, he's going for a few games, missed 7 or 8 games. Overall now it's 11 games. I'm just saying, night in, night out, James Harden is there. Kyrie needs to be on the court as much as he can possibly be on the court to continue to showcase his greatness and to develop and build upon that chemistry with James Harden, because it's going to be necessary once the playoffs roll around. We understand why KD is out. We totally get that. I understand he ain't 100%, I guess, because his shoulder, whatever. I just missing 11 games or whatever. I don't like when I see Kyrie Irving missing games because I don't think it's necessary. He should be out there.
I agree with both of y'all points, but I am going to say this. I'm a little concerned about Kevin Durant and his health. When you talk about him coming back from the Achilles injury, now he has a hamstring injury. I'm just worried about him making sure that he get enough repetition, making sure that his body is going to be able to hold up the whole season, especially in playoff time. And by doing that, he's got to be on the court. And I know you can't rush him back, and you got to be very, very cautious. But him having this hamstring injury just goes to show me one thing in particular, that he was putting a lot of pressure elsewhere to really protect the Achilles. So I'm concerned about KD, not overly concerned, but I do have some concerns, and I want to see KD back where he's back on the court, get those quality repetitions back so that he could have that load, be able to maintain that load on his legs. So that's my concern.
And the reason why I would throw Kyrie above Kevin Durant, KP, is because knowing Kevin Durant is out, you should want to be on the court with Harden even more.
Mm-hmm.
Why leave Harden hanging? Be out there with him.
I think we're approaching the All-Star break, and these guys have their eyes on the prize, and they're getting a little extra rest right now.
I understand that.
I think they got the long haul in mind.
But remember, Kyrie took a break prior to that.
Yep.
Very early in the season.
But as long as he plays like he's been playing, he could take breaks. Like
Superstar.